My dear students, you are welcome to my class. I am Mohammad Ruhul Amin, Assistant Teacher English, Ghatal Cantonment Public School and College. Today I am here to present before you a class, and the class is regarding changing sentences according to meaning. We have already got one class on changing sentences according to meaning, and in that very class we discussed or we have learned about affirmative to negative and negative to affirmative. Now, in this class, we shall be discussing assertive to interrogative and vice versa. That means interrogative to assertive. That means if we learn assertive to interrogative, automatically we will learn interrogative to assertive. So, as our task is assertive to interrogative and vice versa, what are the options to be remembered while doing this? The very first one is affirmative sentence becomes negative and vice versa. That means while changing sentences, if we are asked to do interrogative, we are to keep in mind that an affirmative sentence will become negative interrogative and a negative sentence will become an affirmative interrogative. Next, what is the parameter of changing? That means based on what of the sentence I am going to change, based on a word, based on a phrase, or based on any grammar item. Sound knowledge on verbs. That means while doing interrogative, we have to possess a sound knowledge on verbs. That means principal verb and auxiliary verbs. Because if you are not able to recognize principal and auxiliary verb, it will be quite difficult for you to find out or to turn a sentence into interrogative one. Answer may vary here, so don't get panicked. Rather be sure of your point. That means the answer of you may vary with that of your friend, but be sure that from your point of view, you have written the correct one. Let us proceed with examples. We shall not discuss the rules. Rather, at first we will go through some examples, and if we can determine based on what these are getting changed, then automatically we will get the rules in our mind. We learn English to cope with the modern world. We learn English to cope with the modern world. So this is an affirmative sentence. Here learn, this is verb 1. Learn, this is verb 1. So the rules is if there is only verb 1 at the beginning we will take don't. If there is only verb 1 at the beginning of the sentence we will take don't. No change in the rest part of the sentence. At the end there will be a question mark as it is an interrogative sentence. So don't we learn English to cope with the modern world? Again I am repeating, in case of only verb on in an affirmative sentence or assertive sentence, we will take don't at the beginning. No change in the rest part of the sentence. I think you got it. He speaks English well. Here speaks. So verb on with s or es. I am repeating verb on with s or es. What will happen? Doesn't at the beginning of the sentence. Doesn't at the beginning of the sentence. As we are taking doesn't, then s or es of the verb will be omitted. That's why doesn't he speak English well? He speaks English well. Doesn't he speak English well? So I am repeating speaks. That means verb on plus s or es. Verb on with s or es. In that case, doesn't at the beginning of the sentence and base form of the verb. At the end, there will be a question mark. I think you got it. They told us a lie. They told us a lie. What is the rules here? That means regarding told, verb to, regarding only verb to. That means if in an assertive sentence there is only verb to, told is verb to, past tense of verb. What will happen? Didn't at the beginning of the sentence. Didn't at the beginning of the sentence. So didn't, then the base form of the verb. As we have taken did, there will be tell. So didn't they tell us a lie? At the end there will be a question mark. I am repeating, in case of only verb to in a sentence, didn't at the beginning of the sentence and then base form of the verb. I think this is quite easy. We don't touch our nose by our dirty hand. As this is a negative sentence because there is don't. So what will happen? Do we touch our nose by our dirty hand? So here, in case of don't at the beginning there will be do. In case of don't at the beginning there will be only do. Not will be omitted because we are turning a negative sentence into an affirmative interrogative. So do we touch our nose by our dirty hand? He doesn't do the work. So the negative word is here doesn't. That's why what will happen? Does he do the work? Does he do the work? So in case of doesn't, in a negative sentence there will be does, as it should be affirmative interrogative. So does he do the work? Next, my friend didn't hurt me. My friend didn't hurt me. So did not, this is a negative. So what will happen? Did my friend hurt me? Did my friend hurt me? So or not will be omitted, not will be removed, only did. Next, Maria is smart in her thought. So is here a helping verb. So is, we know is as a primary auxiliary verb. This can be helping verb as well as principal verb. This is not our headache. We know is as an auxiliary verb. So in case of is, there will be isn't at the beginning. In case of is, there will be isn't. So Maria is smart in her thought. Isn't Maria smart in her thought? Then there will be a question. So instead of is, in the place of is there may be another helping verb: is, am, are, was, were, have, has. Then the rules will be same. That means if there is isn't. If there is are, there will be aren't. If there is was, there will be wasn't. If there is has, hasn't. Have, haven't. Were, weren't. In that way you have to bring sense. They could not help us. There is the use of could, modal auxiliary, and there is not. So only not will be omitted, could at the beginning. So could they help us? Instead of could, there may be may not, will not, shall not, should not, must not. So all this modal. In case of modal, negative, not will be omitted, and affirmative. If there is only could, there couldn't. Everything is under the control of the Almighty. Everything. This is an important rule. Everything. In case of everything, what will happen? In case of everything, we can take what at the beginning. In case of everything, we can take what at the beginning. After what, we will take the verb. Then we will take a not. So everything is. That is why what is not. Everything is what is not under the control of the Almighty. So everything, in case of everything, what plus negative, what plus negative. In case of everything, what plus negative. There is an alternative of it. As there is, we can take isn't. As there is, we can take isn't everything under the control of Almighty. But first one is will get priority. We'll choose this one. This one is rarely used. So in case of everything, what plus negative. There is, that's a is not. If there is was, there would be was not. If there is will, there will be will not. So the rules is, in case of everything, we will take what plus negative. What plus negative. Everybody. In case of everybody, what will happen? There will be who plus negative. In case of everybody, who plus negative. I am repeating, in case of everybody, there will be who plus negative. So everybody knows it, knows, only verb. So who doesn't know it? Who doesn't know it? There is an alternative. In case of everybody, you can take is there anybody. Instead of everybody, you can take is there anybody who. Is there anybody who? Then negative, doesn't know it. Is there anybody who? Then doesn't know it. Every father thinks of his family. Every father thinks of his family. That means every plus noun. Every plus noun. What will happen? Is there any noun? or is there any father who doesn't think of his family? I'm repeating every plus noun. Is there any noun? Is there any noun plus who? Is there any noun plus who? Is there any noun plus who? If there is person, we will take who. If there is object or non-living things, we will write here that. So every father thinks of his family. Is there any father who doesn't think of his family? Nobody, no one, or none. Nobody, none, no one is always right. So the rule says what will happen in case of nobody, what will happen in case of none, what will happen in case of no one. I'm repeating nobody, none, no one. What will happen? Who. Instead of nobody, we can take who. Instead of none, we can take who. In case of no one, we can take who. No change in the rest part. We can memorize in case of nobody, none, no one, we will take who. The alternative is we will take the helping verb at the beginning, then instead of nobody, there will be anybody, none or no one, there will be anyone. I am repeating nobody, none, no one. We can take only who at the beginning. The alternative is taking the helping verb at the beginning or auxiliary verb at the beginning. Then we can take instead of nobody, we can take anybody. Instead of none or no one, we can take anyone. Nothing is eternal in this world. Eternal means permanent. Nothing is eternal in this world. So nothing. In case of nothing, we can take only what. No sense in the rest part of the sentence. Nothing, we can take only what. So what is eternal in this world? The alternative is taking the helping verb at the beginning. Instead of nothing, we can take anything. I am repeating. In case of nothing, there will be what. In case of nothing, there will be what at the beginning, and the rest part of the sentence will remain unchanged. The alternative is we can take the helping verb at the beginning, then instead of nothing, we can take anything. He has never been to St. Martin Island. Here the rules is never. So what will happen in case of never? Helping verb at the beginning. Has he ever? So never will turn into ever. Never will be turned into ever. So has he ever been to St. Martin Island? Has he ever been to St. Martin Island? So never will turn into ever. So helping verb, subject, then never will turn into ever. It does not matter if he fails. It does not matter if he fails. So instead of it does not matter, we can take only what though. What though if he fails. So in case of it does not matter, we can take what though. It does not matter. Instead of that, we can take what though. So it does not matter if he fails. What though if he fails? The alternative is does it matter? It does not matter. So does it matter if he fails? Does it matter if he fails? It's time to say goodbye. See you again with a new lesson. Until then, Khuda Hafiz. Keep fine and stay at home.